It's probably doesn't help that I keep moving everything around.
We're literally dueling on the microphones.
Dueling mics.
Dueling.
Like Mike Wazowski and Michael Jordan.
I'm watching you.
Dueling mics. Who was a better Mike? Mike Wazowski or Michael Jordan?
Who's the GOAT? I'd say it's Mike
LeBron.
Wazowski.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Mike
Wazowski.
We
You're
should
not
do
a LeBron. You're not a LeBron fan.
Yeah, I am.
Can we do a LeBron?
I love LeBron James.
Yeah, but you like Steph Curry more.
Yeah, but I still
you
love
can't
LeBron.
no, can't do it. It's not that. It's
Yes,
not
I
that.
can.
They're,
I don't have
they're
to
mortal
choose.
enemies.
No, they're not.
You are. I will say this about you.
LeBron's chasing a goat in Chicago.
You are very. You are like. The way you think is very pure, and yeah, I could like them. And like Sydney used to get in trouble in school because she had like 30 best friends. Yeah. Like, you can't do that. No, you can't. You would think that way. Like, no, these guys are all great. But there's other people who are like, that's my one best friend, and I can't like this other person because that's my best friend.
Yeah, it's like,
well, that's the way I think.
Well, get over it.
If you can't have nobody.
We should do LeBron versus Jordan.
Oh, my God. Yeah, okay.
Explaining LeBron versus Jordan.
Whoa. If you guys want us to do that, leave us a 5-star.
But well, actually, I forgot. So on the patreon.com/explain everything, we have for the bonus episodes, the $3 one a month. We still have the $7 a month. And the only extra criteria is that you get to help choose the topics.
Oh my gosh.
And we only have one of those people.
Yeah.
The Gravy. What's up, Gravestone?
Hey, what's up, Gravy?
Gravestone. I've never called him that as a nickname.
No, that's actually
That's kind of terrible, actually.
No, it's not bad. It's kind of like
I've called him Biscuits and Gravy.
Okay. I like that one too.
His name's Tyler.
Hey, Tyler.
That's my name.
Hey, Gravy.
Hey,
that's both of his names.
Speaking of hot gravy, Joseph Tilley.
Can I do it?
Yeah. Okay. What are you talking about today?
We didn't even tell him we're talking about the Great British Baking Show.
They ain't ready. Bump that gravy. Sorry.
Gravy.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Tyler and Neil Explain Everything podcast. Now officially your 4th favorite podcast. Hit the subscribe button and make sure you go to patreon.com/explain everything to get exclusive episodes. Looks like we made it.
A lot of people don't know this, but that's actually me.
You're making that?
I'm beatboxing.
Are you serious?
That beat. Yeah, Joseph didn't make us a beat.
Juju on that beat?
Juju on that beat. I made a video of that when Finn was like 4 months old. I was like dancing him to the song, and because he's little, he just a little chicken nugget, and it was to that song because it was popular when you used to dance to it, and then it got hit on Instagram for copyright like 3 weeks ago.
What?
I was like, it's been
come on
4 years, bro.
That's not.
Get over it.
Seriously,
it's like Instagram's copyright.
They're trying to get that money.
Trying to get paid. Instagram want to get paid because they realize TikTok's beating. TikTok is the most viewed website.
Yeah.
Over
more
Facebook,
more than Google, any of it.
Wow.
That is nuts.
I mean, I can get it. The algorithm.
Oh, yeah.
It's a banger.
It's smart.
Yeah. I have TikTok. You have TikTok?
I have TikTok.
You have over 10,000 people on TikTok. That's insane, bro.
Don't.
That's awesome. No, you have. How much do you have?
I don't know.
Hey, if y'all want to go to Neil.Greathouse.
It's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about.
No, we're talking about Neil's TikTok. Yes, we're explaining Neil's TikTok. Here we go. Bing bong.
Bing, bang, bong. Bing, bang.
Bing bong.
Hey, I did. Let's just make noises.
Yo, baby, take me out to dinner.
Bing bong.
Neil Greathouse.
Ding
Neil.Greathouse. We are friends. You are my friend. You have 10.4 thousand followers. That means you can go live, bro. Man, Neil Greathouse. You're great.
I'm gonna go live right now.
Let's go live on TikTok.
Hey, I'm actually we're gonna start showing people how we put this studio together over in our downtown campus. That's what I'm gonna do in there.
That's dope.
Yeah, I'm just gonna show them the whole behind the scenes process.
I love it.
Instead of just like, hey, here's a devotional, we're gonna show them the whole thing as we put it together.
Building a space to record. I see it right here.
You know what we are gonna talk about today? The Great British Baking Show. There's a reason why Tyler doesn't. Tyler, how many times have you watched the Great British Baking Show?
I mean, if I had $1 million for every episode I've seen,
yeah,
I'd have the same amount of money I have now.
$1 million. You are a millionaire, aren't you? Have you gone skiing?
If you go, I'm an opposite millionaire. I've got enough debt.
Because
of all my wife's house projects.
But man,
that I'm an oppo millionaire.
Yeah,
that's an opposite of a millionaire.
It's going to happen. Okay, so the reason why this one is important is because I like it, and that's it.
That's the only thing.
That's the only criteria that we have. This is. I am unapologetic, unabashedly unashamed about this one. The Great British Baking Show. If you do not watch it, Go to Netflix right now. They've got 9 seasons of it.
I'm trying to adjust my mic, and he keeps pulling the mic away.
Every time, it's okay. It's all right.
If you're watching on the video, you get it. Well, I just keep shoving
there
the mic
is.
in Neil's
How are we doing
face.
now? We doing okay now?
Yeah, sorry, Neil.
Okay, here we go. The Great British Baking Show is on Netflix, but it didn't originate on Netflix. This is different, Tyler. Here's what's important. How many American cooking shows have you ever watched? Have you watched Top Chef?
No.
Have you watched Master Chef?
No.
Have you watched any of the baking competitions, the holiday baking competition, anything like that on Food Network?
No.
Beat Bobby Flay?
Is that a show?
Yeah,
I've seen Searching Finding Bobby Fischer.
Okay, have you watched any of the? Have you watched any of the Gordon Ramsay stuff?
Okay, no, I did see. I don't.
So no.
I'm very particular with the TV shows I watch.
And you're not
I don't
gonna
watch
waste it
very
on
much.
this.
I'm not going
Okay.
to waste on a cooking show. I don't care about cooking. Like Neil.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me 2 things. First, I'm going to answer your question.
Triggered.
I saw Hot Ones interview
Yeah.
with Gordon Ramsay,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
at the end they cooked scrambled eggs.
Okay.
So that is the
Oh,
only amount of a cooking show I've ever
Gordon
seen.
Ramsay cooks the best scrambled eggs.
Yeah, and you know why? He does it in a pot, and he doesn't do it in a pan.
It's so crazy.
So, and
He
it's
also
great.
puts-
I did that for, we do a Christmas brunch, and I was in charge of the eggs, and I cooked them
So
that
you
way.
are on a cooking show.
I am my own cooking show.
Your own.
And second, I forgot.
Okay. All right. All right. It's okay. It's how we got here.
Oh, cooking.
There it is.
I have zero patience. Like, I feel like eating,
Oh.
I hate eating. It is a waste of time because I have other stuff to do.
Eating is a waste of
Eating
time?
and sleeping
Tyler
are the
gets stuff
biggest waste
done.
of time.
Tyler gets
No,
some
I
stuff
don't. I
done.
just hate wasting my time because there's always stuff I want to do. And it's like, if I'm in charge of my own food, like, I will, like, heating stuff up for 30 seconds is about the only patience I have.
You just can't take it.
I just don't, like, I'll find a piece
Wow.
of pizza or I'll just be like, you know what, I'll just eat this coffee instead of drink this coffee. You know, you just kind of like heat it up to where it's like a jello.
Yeah.
It's like a gelatin.
Like a pudding.
Yeah, like a chocolate.
like a figgy
coffee, chocolate-less coffee pudding. Because I don't like chocolate.
Okay.
I'll eat
I don't like
scrambled eggs.
chocolate
I'll
either.
cook scrambled eggs.
Do you not like chocolate?
It's okay.
I don't really like it.
I don't either.
I
Well,
would much rather have another flavor.
It would kill you.
Well, I mean,
It'd be like
chocolate-
a red car on a one wheel.
No, like a, oh gosh. Sorry, Gina, not listening.
Got her.
The dark chocolate doesn't have a lot of sugar in it. Okay. I did not know that you didn't like.
I'm
chocolate.
okay with it. Like, 'cause I'm fine with it, but I'm not a huge fan.
I'm not like I want to pick that out because I have to have some chocolate.
No.
And then I'm gonna do my life with me chocolate. Sorry.
Well, I would hope
Too
you wouldn't
far.
do that. You're like, I'm not gonna
So
turn
Gina-
into a gremlin and
No.
make people answer riddles to get under a bridge.
So on our honeymoon, Gina and I were on a cruise on a Norwegian cruise, and they had a Death by Chocolate buffet that was only one night while we were on the cruise. We were looking forward to it the entire time. Gina loves chocolate. Right before, so it was like they opened it up at like midnight. Right before that, we had been like parasailing all day long and like on jet skis and whatever, and we were like, we're gonna take like a 10-minute nap, and we slept right through it. Never got to the
Through
Death
the
by
chocolate.
Yeah, the one. It's okay. Sorry, Gina, you're great. I love you. Okay, here we go.
I'm so sorry. That won't rock.
No, it will not.
That
No,
will not
it
rock.
Will not.
He doesn't eat chocolate. He'll eat
He
a pizza
does on his cheat day?
No, he eats pizza.
Well, yeah, he has pancakes and pizza and popcorn and
And he only does a cheat day once
pixie
every
sticks.
2 weeks. Is that right?
I don't know.
You
I
got to
thought-
shock your metabolism. That's what he said.
Oh, he's shocking it. All right, so here's the general format of it. I'm going to give you so many facts. All right, the reason
excited.
why this is such a big deal. There are so many in the UK. This thing is massive, and it is different than any other cooking show that we have in the US.
Why?
They try and make it frenetic, like exciting and quick, fast, like camera moves and like, oh my gosh, so the timer's running out, and this is
Is that not how like Gordon Ramsay show is?
that's how all the US shows are.
Okay. Oh, you're saying they try to make it that way.
They try and make it
well,
that
not
way.
the British people.
No, it's whimsical, it's fun, and it's so serious. I have a thing I'll tell you at the
Like,
very
are they
very end
mean
of
to
it.
each other?
No.
They're nice.
No.
Oh, the
they're
British
not-
people, they're pretty nice. They're pretty chill.
Yeah.
Just drink some hot tea and stop getting all in a frantic.
I love some of the British accents that they
Oh.
have.
You're so good. You got 2/3 of a chance of being Spider-Man if you're British. Why be upset when you could be Spider-Man?
You're a Brit.
Tobey Maguire's the only American. Everybody else is British.
Yeah, he is a Brit.
He's also
He's
British.
UK. Okay, so
So
here's
is Doctor Strange.
he is.
He's a
he
British.
He does a good American accent.
They all do good, man. Because
Nah.
I'm sorry, I don't see accents. So sorry, Neil.
All right, so here's who the guests are. The judges are Paul Hollywood. He is a real guy. He is a celebrity chef, and he has written the book on. His name is Paul Hollywood.
His actual last name is Hollywood.
Is Paul Hollywood.
He's a real guy. You didn't mean like Pinocchio.
Nope.
He's
Paul
like a
Hollywood.
real.
Yep, that's him.
I'm gonna be a real boy.
Right now in season 9 and then eventually in 10. Prue Leith, Prue. She's a British South African. Didn't realize that. She's the chancellor of Queen Margaret University. She's a chef and a restaurant owner. These guys have written books. These guys are experts. These are 2 judges. They're the only 2 judges on the show.
Okay.
They used to have a lady. Her name was Mary Berry. Now, I know that sounds like it's a made up name.
Is it a fake name?
And it is a fake name. I found that out. I figured that out later. Her name is actually
Mary Hollywood, but it would be too confusing.
Yeah.
Are they?
Mary Berry? No. Mary Hollywood? Yeah. No. Okay, so Dame...
Merry Christmas. That's her name? I'm sorry. Okay, back to the British.
Dame Mary Hunnings.
Oh.
She's like, if you're a dame, it's the same as if you were knighted.
It's a great dame.
Okay. Great Dame Mary Hunnings.
I'm so sorry.
She used to be on the show. Prue took over for Mary Berry.
Okay.
Mary Berry used to be on there for a while, and she's not on there anymore. They have 2 hosts. These 2 hosts that are on there are absolutely hilarious.
Okay.
So Noel Fielding, he's an actor, he's a comedian, he's a musician and a writer. He's got jet black dyed hair. He's dresses insane, and he's hilarious. He knows nothing about baking.
Okay.
And they're amazing. They do the opener. They walk around and they kind of check in on the guys as they're cooking. And he's amazing. The guy, Matt Lucas, is also an actor, a comedian, a writer. He was in Doctor Who. He's in the Alice in Wonderland, the Tim Burton ones. You know the Humpty Dumpty?
Yes.
It's not Humpty Dumpty. It's oh my gosh, who are the 2 little twins, the little fat kids. He plays the CG character for both of them.
Okay.
He's the twin. He also has alopecia, so he's a lot like Ned.
He's not a lot like Ned. He just has alopecia.
He has. Well, I've never seen the 2 of them.
They're the same person. That's what it is.
He's also in Shaun of the Dead. He's been in a lot of movies.
Okay.
So he is also a British, and these 2 guys are
British.
He's also British.
No, you said a British. He's also a British.
a Brit.
Hello.
So this is the general idea of the way the show works, and I love this format. I don't know if you can tell, like, I'm super excited about this show.
I think you are, and I just keep talking like this.
So here's why this is important.
Okay.
So Sydney and Cassidy and I, this is what got us through COVID, and we have started watching it in when we went to Columbus last year and a half ago, and we've slowly caught up. We haven't watched the first 4 seasons, and we'll get to why that is a thing, but here's how the show works. They have 3 different bakes. This happens in a tent. They do it in a tent. It's a massive tent. They have 3 different bakes. The first, at the beginning of the show, it starts off with something called a signature bake. Okay. This is something that they know that they're going to bake it. They have a certain time. They say, hey, listen, this is your signature bake, but it's like bread week, or they have biscuit week, or they have gluten-free week, or they have Italian something, or meringue week. And everything they're doing is based off of that.
Okay.
They find out, hey, you have 2.5 hours, you have 2 hours, you have 1 hour and 45 minutes, whatever. They tell them what the time is, and they have to do it. The judges come around to their table after their time is up, and they judge and eat what they
eat everything. It's like a chili cook-off.
Yeah, they test.
But for British people.
Yeah, it's a British chili cook-off.
Yeah, it's like when you go to Walmart and they have the taste testing. It's kind of like that, right?
That's Sam's Club.
So it's kind of like whenever
they're trying to sell you something.
So it's like when you're at Thanksgiving and you try out each of the foods. It's kind of like that, right?
It's like that, yeah.
So it's kind of like
judging it.
if you go to like Taiwan and they've got a Lazy Susan and it spins around and you try each of the things. It's kind of like that, right?
It's like that.
Okay, so it's kind of like whenever you're with your friends and everybody brings their own snacks from their house.
Yeah, it's like a potluck.
And everybody tries. No, with the gummies. Like you each have a gummy and you try that. It's kind of like that. Like gummy worm.
What kind of gummies?
Not bad gummies, good gummies.
Okay,
like
good,
the I just shut down. I'm sorry.
You came up with 5 examples. That's pretty good on short notice.
Yeah, it's kind of like whenever you come up with examples for a test and you have different things you try before it's actually worth points. It's kind of like those examples.
Would that be like example number 6?
It's kind of like whenever your dad gets onto you for something. He said, "I'm going to make an example out of you," but you're like, "For who? My sister?" Like she knows she's not supposed.
Is that kind of like when your dad says, "I'm not mad at you, I'm just disappointed"?
Yeah, it's like kind of when your dad doesn't talk to you for 6 years. Just because you said, "Hey, Dad, I stole your money and bought a Camaro." Like, that's the only reason he won't talk to you. And it's just not your fault. The Camaro was a hot rod Camaro. It was a limited edition Camaro.
Dad, get over it.
You paid over the book price. It's like
Kelly Blue Book.
It's like in the
Could you do this for another 45 minutes?
British American cook-off show
Oh my gosh.
that I watched in COVID. It's kind of like that.
With
It's kind of like that,
Cassidy
right?
and Cindy. Oh, it's
I watched
exactly
Cassidy
like
and
that.
Cindy.
Exactly
we watched
like
that and Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
We had two screens.
Wow.
Because you don't want to miss one.
Okay.
Oh, right?
Oh, yeah, right.
Witty banter.
Right. Yeah, they are. So the next one is very interesting. It's called a technical. It's a technical bake. They don't know what it's going to be. They tell them about it as they show up. They have the ingredients are there for them.
Okay.
They have a very simple one page. Here is how you're going to do it. And the judges don't know whose is whose. So they have, let's say they have 2 hours to do it. They didn't even really tell them like specific instructions. It's like, hey, bake the bread, do this, do that, do this. Mm-hmm. And it's very specific.
Okay.
Most of the people that are doing the technical bakes have never baked this kind of thing before. They bring it up to the table. There's this gingham tablecloth on it, and they put their bake behind a picture of themselves. The picture is facing away from the judges. So it's called a blind judge. They come in, they don't know whose is whose, and they rank it from worst to first.
Okay.
That's intriguing, and that's the most stressful part of the show. Then
because you just don't know
they have coming. No clue. It's like walking into somebody and you're like, hey, you have these 4 different colors for painting and you need to paint this picture. I just did.
What's it like? Can you give me another example?
This is what it looks like. I like this.
I like that. Keep going.
So they film both of those in day 1. Day 2 is actually called the showstopper. Showstopper is this is your big moment to make or break. They kind of get an idea for the day 1. They're like, so-and-so's not doing that great. They have to have a good showstopper because this is a big bake. At this one, your bake, when you're done with it, when the timer's done, you take your bake up to the table and they judge it right there. Mm-hmm. You're close to making fun of me.
No, I just want to know, is that like a staple of the show as they say, take your bake?
No, I just said take your bake.
Oh,
I said shake and bake.
Trademark.
Shake and bake.
Can I trademark that?
Shake and bake, yeah. Hey, so let me finish this thought. Then I'll
yes, sir.
They do have time to prep this. These people know ahead of time what they're going to bake for these, but they don't have a cell phone in there, they don't have a computer, don't have any help from the outside world, whatever. It's just all right there. Some people have actually been taking their showstopper up to the table and they've dropped it. Okay, so each week there are winners and losers. Mm-hmm. This is how they do it. So it starts off with 12 people, okay, and they come down to the final is 3 people, okay, and they pick who wins out of those 3. Each week you have a star baker. They're safe. They are guaranteed to go on to the next week.
Why?
They're the best of those bakers. So if there were 12 people, they go, hey, this week our star baker is this person.
Okay, and somebody's already proven themselves.
Yep, they're
on the show, or they prove themselves in the world
on the show. And
so somebody that's already won on the show before?
No, they after those 2 days of baking.
I mean, that baker, like what makes that baker better than the other bakers?
Whoever's bakes over those 2 days are better than the others.
Okay.
This is the best person out of the last 2 days.
Okay.
They also send somebody home every week. Somebody's like, hey, it's going to be down to these 2 people, whatever, and they're done.
How many episodes in the season?
They go home. Let's see. They start off with 12 bakers.
They get rid of 1 a week?
So 9. Yeah, they get rid of 1 a week. And then the last one, they have 3.
Okay, sick.
Yeah. Everybody else stays in the hunt. So you have somebody who the worst baker is. They go home. Paul Hollywood.
Actually, that's his last name.
Yeah, this is his last name. This is not a documented like award you get in the show, but he will give a handshake. He's only done it several times. They actually limit him. He gets 3 a season. I did not know this. He reaches across the table and shakes your hand after he has ate something if it's that good. People actually look forward to that over some of the other awards you could get if he would give you a handshake. They were questioning during COVID if they would actually shut that down, but because they're in a bubble, they actually don't do it. The first handshake he gave out was in season 3, and they're only allowed 3 a season. Okay,
he's only allowed 3 handshakes a season.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to give.
What if he really wants to give one and it's number 4?
So that's why it's so rare.
So he stops himself. Has he ever gone to give it? He's like, I've already given 3.
No, but there are times you think he's going to give a handshake and he doesn't.
Like he leans in and he's like, psych, and he does this with his hair. He's like,
no. He goes in there and that person goes in to take the hand and he plays hot hands.
Yeah.
Don't.
Or he goes. I've seen some people where they go for the handshake and then they put the hand on the other side and they do this. They go squirrel. And they do that.
I didn't know they did that.
It's a good indicator for somebody I'll never hang out with.
It's a
That's all I know.
I'm never going to hang out with
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I like it. I think it's funny, actually. I did it to like 8 people.
Recently?
Yeah, because I didn't want to hang out with them.
Guaranteed. They're done. So this is filmed in a tent. The first few seasons was filmed at Down Hall Hotel in Essex. It actually looks like a castle. It's like on the grounds of a castle, like at Downton Abbey. It's in a giant white tent that they set up out there. And it used to be filmed on the grounds at Wexford Park in Berkshire, and it gets ridiculous hot because they do it during the summer. So if you're making chocolate, it melts while you're in there. So you have to take all this into consideration. It's really interesting. So contestants at the back of the tent, the way they stack them up, they have all these different people. Contestants at the back of the tent have an advantage because they can see everybody who's in front of them. You are not allowed to turn around and see what other people are doing. So if you get into technical and you don't know how to bake it, you don't know how this thing gets woven together, put together, whatever. If you were to turn around, you get in trouble. And you do that too many times, they'll kick you out. Okay. So you have to keep your eyes forward. So whoever's in the back of the tent has a distinct advantage. Let me think here. So this is actually, you talked about trademark earlier. This is called, in the UK, this is called the Great British Bake Off.
Okay.
We cannot call it that in the United States.
Why?
Because the word bake off is trademarked by Pillsbury.
Oh, so they have to change the name.
They changed the name.
Okay.
So they record 2 intros for everything. They record 2 winning episodes. This is a massive spoiler. I'm going to say this at the end. You're going to laugh when I tell you this. So in the United States, like MasterChef, the cooking show MasterChef in the U.S., the contestants are competing for $250,000. In this Great British Baking Show or the Bake Off, they get a cake stand. It's a glass cake stand and flowers. That's all they get. They don't get cash.
Why?
They don't. There's no money in this. That's all they get.
What in the world, though?
No, you just wait. They're making a kill. So this is in the UK. This is like one of the most. So they're all amateur bakers. None of them can be professionals. They search high and low for these people, and this is one of the most watched shows. We'll get to that in a second. What they actually get is they hold up this giant glass cake stand. They have to film 2 of them. One of them says the Great British Bake Off, and they have to refilm the entire ending with one held up saying the Great British Baking Show, because they're 2 technically different shows. So it's on Netflix for us now. It used to be on the BBC, and then after 2016, it got bought out and moved to Channel 4 in the UK. Here's why this is a big deal. Outside of the Olympics in London 2012, nothing is viewed more than this show in the UK, more than Wimbledon, more than any Olympics since the 2012 London Olympics, more than the Super Bowl, more than all of it. The British people watch this show. That's how big of a deal it is. But they're not making these people aren't making any money. They just want the notoriety of.
And they can make money for the rest of their life.
Yes. Most of these
give
contestants.
A man to fish. Teach a man to fish.
Oh my gosh.
That's the baking show.
Teach a man to bake. Yeah, that's like it's that big of a deal. People go on and they write books, cookie books.
Yeah, well, it's the type of book.
Cookie. They go out there and they open up restaurants. They open up all this kind of stuff. That's how big of a deal this thing really is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you a couple of things here that you're not going to care about, but it's okay. It's okay. So filming takes place over 12 to 13 weeks. It's mostly on the weekends. COVID actually almost shut this thing down. They are the first ones to figure out how to do a bubble. They don't call it a bubble. In the UK, they call it a self-contained biosphere.
Bubble is trademarked in Britain.
Bubble is trademarked by Mr. Bubble, the bubble bath.
Yeah, by the bubble bath.
Bubble bath.
Bubble bath, which is owned by Benedict Cumberbatch. It's
Benedict Cumberbatch's bubble bath.
Brother. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh my gosh.
Most people change the first name when you're related.
Cumberbatch.
Yeah, it's Bubble Bath.
Benedict Cumberbatch's bubble bath.
Yeah, and then he trademarked Bubble. So they can't say Bubble.
And now that's why they're saying self-contained biosphere?
Yeah, and that's like London's version of the NBA. Mm-hmm. They didn't play in the bubble.
No. They played in self-contained
They played in the bubble
bath. Their fingers got all pruny. They're like, man, my finger's all pruny.
This is not a regulation size court. And they're like, no, it's a bathtub. Man. But make sure your clothes are on.
But you're going to dunk.
This is a Children's Pro podcast. It's a podcast, but it's not even a show.
Yeah.
They play when they do basketball games, it's audio only. They don't do visual.
No video.
No video for the video.
It's all Foley.
Yeah.
They're in there like tippy. Chirp, chirp, squeak, squeak.
Bringing it back to the radio program days. Yeah, man.
So this is filmed. It used to be filmed on all day Saturday and a half day on Sunday. It normally takes 8 to 10 hours a day every single day that they shoot it. In 2021 and 2020, they figured out how to do it in 6 weeks because they got everybody in a bubble. You could bring your family in, but they're in this bubble. There's a hotel that's there. It's a little bit intense. So they get interviewed.
Wait, is it in a hotel or is it intense?
It's in the competition is in. Oh, this is a massive setup. It is filmed in a tent, the baking competition, but they stay in a hotel right next to the.
Okay, but it's intense, right?
I'm not gonna say.
What part
yes,
is
it
intense?
is intense. It's intense.
They do it intense. Okay.
Yes. The intro is mostly
So it's
intense.
outdoor tents,
It's intense.
but it's inside the tents outdoors. It's like a wedding,
Out tense.
but they're prepared for rain.
Yeah, it's out tense.
Past tense. If they're not using them, they pass the tents.
I'm still pondering Benedict Cumberbatch. I can't.
You can tell when Tyler takes over versus when Neil's like,
I absolutely
6 weeks,
love
12 weeks, when they did a hotel and they did it, Tyler's like, Benedict Cumberbatch.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I hate myself.
I absolutely love it. They get interviewed. These bakers get interviewed 8 times a day each.
Cool.
That's too much.
No, it's not.
They're
It's
trying
just
to
right.
get. Okay.
You've never done a documentary. My good friend Neil.
What do I know?
He filmed a documentary, so he knows how many
Talk
times
to him.
you get
Yeah.
interviewed. Do you know in like reality shows like The Bachelor, Bachelorette, Real World, all that stuff, when they're being interviewed and they accidentally say something that they don't want on camera, as soon as they say it, they start cursing and they say just a stream.
Because they have to cut it out.
Because they can't use it if it's a bunch of curse words. So they'll
Wow.
just stream like expletives and stuff they can't use.
So they could yell like a spoiler of a movie and then just start cursing after it.
Exactly. It's like Tom Holland.
That's covered up.
He's British and he spoils movies.
I think he's British.
I think he's from Britain.
I think he's British.
Why are British people so good at being American? Like,
I don't know.
I guess it's probably because Americans are used to be British.
Yeah, that's why.
It's like Jesus was a Jew and then he started Christianity, and then Americans
We got a firmware
are
upgrade.
British and started America. The Britons and American and British. That makes sense.
Naturally.
The British
makes
are
perfect
like the
sense.
Jewish people, and then
British.
British people
They
take the
say
bubble bath.
so every time they say they don't say in the captions.
They say
ERM.
they
I don't know about it, but
you know, you know how to do that?
How do you know that?
Fourth Harry Potter book.
Oh,
You know he's British, and in
What?
there he's doing a riddle in the Triwizard
hang on a
Tournament.
minute. I'm only on the second
Yeah,
book,
but you don't
you're
remember
telling
this.
me he's British.
Yeah. Hey, from Britain. That's why they say mum with M-U-M. Can you not tell?
You didn't say any consonants. Hey, me.
I'm from me. I'm speaking babes. So whenever he's in it, he's doing a riddle, and they said the word you say when you're seeking another word, and Harry was thinking, and he said instead of
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do they do that? Why is there?
I don't know. They have more words that they say over there. One of them is chuffed. We say it in our house all the time. We're like, it's incredible. I'm chuffed. Hey, I'm really chuffed. I don't even know what it means. I don't know. They say stodgy a lot. They say soggy bottoms a lot.
Wow.
Soggy bottom.
Soggy ball. Titus, we were playing catchphrase the other day, and he was trying to make somebody guess something, and he didn't know what it was, like a string of 3 words. And so he broke it down and made us guess the first word, the second word. And when he did the third word, he said, and Titus is 11. He goes, it's British people call this the bathroom.
The loo?
Yeah, it was Lou. And I was
Wow.
like, Titus.
That's brilliant.
Well, he's been reading Sherlock Holmes.
Brilliant. Oh, good books.
Brilliant.
Good books.
Oh, have you read that series?
Oh, I have.
You haven't read Hunger Games, but you'll read the British people. What's with you and the Brits?
I need more time.
Nay, I wish I had more time. We haven't done that one in a while. That used to be
It was a setup.
staple
That's a
of
setup
season
right there.
1. All right, back to the stats.
Originally, it was owned by BBC. They lost the rights in 2016. I mentioned that.
Why?
They used to have Channel 4 wanted it. Channel 4 bought it.
outbid them.
Yes. Channel 4 is big over in the UK. This is, hey, listen, if you guys watch the Great British Baking Show, this is going to be important because you know that they have gone through different presenters. They used to have Mel and Sue. They were 2 ladies that were on there. We all loved them. And after 2016, they were gone. We're like, what happened? Why did they go? Because when it was at the BBC and when it got bought out and went to Channel 4, they said, you know what? No, we're going to boycott this thing. We're out. They just got replaced. Wow. They got replaced by Matt and by Noel.
Swinging like Kyrie Irving.
It was bad. Like all of a sudden we were like, wait, why did the presenters change? It was really interesting. Well, the same thing happened with Mary Berry. She did the exact same thing, and she goes, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna say no to this thing going to Channel 4." The same day, Paul Hollywood said, "I'm staying on," and he became like one of the exec producers on it. So he's like, he would be considered like the Simon Cowell of this. He's brutal on the judging. He doesn't crack a smile all that often. He's very, very difficult to work with. It's pretty interesting. So that was kind of a mistake that she decided not to go over to Channel 4. They brought in that was season 8. That was in 2016. They brought in a new judge, Prue, Prue, Prue Leith, she tweeted out in season 8, she's an old lady. She tweeted out the winner before it ever actually aired.
No.
Yeah, but she should have just cussed after it, and then it would have been able
They
to
fire her?
No, they didn't. No, she's still there.
She's like a sweet grandma. She's like the Betty White.
She's a
Betty
sweet
White's
grandma.
100. Or it's almost 100,
it's
right?
it's coming up. February. Remember we talked about that in our
that's
spring.
right.
Yep.
We talk about it all the time.
We do.
Yeah.
So this is the highest non-film broadcast in the UK every single year. You read it? It's 15.9 million people watch this show. Wow. Like as it happens.
Sounds
when
like it costs like
airing.
$40 to make it.
No, it costs way more than that. I didn't
How?
realize it. There are 100 people in that tent. They have cameras on every single one of these people the entire time.
That's intense.
It's that takes here's how many people actually apply to get on the show every year. 12,000 people apply. That's a lot. I'm not even in the show.
I know.
It
I'm
doesn't
like,
matter.
I need to move you over.
It doesn't matter. No, I moved over. Look, I'm here. I actually moved because I was getting too excited about it. No, just leave it there. You're fine. It's great. Okay. 12,000 people apply every year. It gets down to 300 to 400 people. They do a first round audition in person and they have to bake something. 50 to 60 people make it to round 2. And the final 12 people are picked after they have to do 2 technical challenges, one sweet, one savory. They have to do it live in front of those people. Don't laugh at me. Savory means it has like cheeses, meats, and vegetables in it.
Yeah.
Sweet means it has sugar in it.
Okay. You can't do that.
No, that is not sugar-free, which is hilarious that I watch a baking show and I could eat none of what they have. None is it's a British. Oh, so I gave ahead of myself, eh? Yeah, it's getting off wrong foot. Yeah.
What year did you get type 1 diabetes?
1992.
93? Dang it.
Why?
You could say sugar-free since 93. That would be so awesome. Like, that's a T-shirt idea.
Dang it.
Well, I mean, I guess you started in 93 is when you got serious about being diabetic.
Sure. Yeah, we'll say that.
That's when you took it seriously. Could you get
Sugar-free
shirts?
since
Can we get
93.
shirts made that say sugar-free since 93?
Yeah. I'll say it.
At Type Bike Beyond Diabetes.
At Type Bike.
At Type Bike. Taika Waititi Bikes. Sorry.
It's a callback. No, it's okay.
Yeah, tell me, sweet and savory. That's pretty sweet, man.
So you can actually, they base who is on the show. Because you look at this, sometimes you look at these people walking and you're like, how did you find these people?
Yeah, how'd you find this guy?
It's all based off of whether they can bake or not based off their personality. Because they said, if you bring somebody in who has a great dynamic personality, but they can't bake, they're just going to get kicked off the show really fast. And it's not worth that. They want it in there. So the preliminary judges aren't even considered judges. They're called food technicians. They're the people that actually taste all the stuff in the tryouts. The tryout process is brutal. So applicant process starts with a massive 12-page form that you have to fill out. It's very, very difficult. Then there's a phone interview. Then there's an on-screen test. And you have to actually bake in front of the judges. The past 2 years, each of the 30 to 40 applicants in the last round, they have to meet with a psychologist because they're in the bubble. The biodome. What do they call it? The biosphere? What is it?
The greatest movie ever made.
Self-contained biosphere.
Pauly Shore Biodome. That was actually my favorite movie for a long time.
For real?
You know that.
I like
you
Pauly
read my
Shore.
book.
Yeah,
I reference it in my
Pauly
teacher
Shore.
book.
I love it. So before they start filming, they have to turn in 10 signature and showstopper bake recipes. Now, listen, I did not know this. We always wondered when we watched it, we're like, wait, it seems like they know what they want to bake right out of the gate. The only thing they don't know they're going to bake is that technical. So the first one, which is their not their showstopper, but their signature and their showstopper, they know ahead of time. When they are accepted into the application process, they have to tell them in that moment, here are the 10 things that I'm going to bake as a showstopper, and here are the 10 things I'm going to bake as a signature. They're telling them that 12 weeks ahead of time.
That's plenty of time. You can figure it out.
Apparently it's not.
That's not enough time,
No,
really, when you think
apparently
about
it's
it.
not. No,
yeah,
it's
I
not.
mean, at first you would think, oh, it's plenty of time. But then whenever you see Neil's reaction, you're thinking, that's not enough time.
It's definitely not enough time.
No, I mean, they're expert bakers.
You can bring things into the tent that you want. So you could bring in something that if a family member makes it, but if it's store-bought, you can't bring it in. But let's say, like, hey, I've got these olives that we let sit for like 10 years, and my grandpapa brought it in, or my mima and my papa brought it in, or something like that. You
Grandfather
can actually,
and grandmother.
You can bring it in. You can bring it in. They'll allow those things. But they have an entire team that goes out and buys all of the products that are in there for the show, and they debrand all of it. They put it in
seems like a perfect sponsoring opportunity.
They don't want any out. There was a huge uproar in season 5 people said that the refrigerator that was in the background had the logo on it, and people in the UK take this thing way too serious.
They don't like sponsorships in movies?
No, they don't.
Shows?
They think that then that will play into who wins, who doesn't win. Well, that company sent this person in to win, and that's their guy, and they're going to do those brand stuff, so they won't allow it. So what they do is they debrand everything. There is a lady, actually, trying to think of her name, Stacey Hart. Stacey, she's a blonde-haired lady. She's like, I don't think she's going to make it. She made it a long way in the show. She brought every single one of her pans, all of her knives, spatulas, cooking racks, stacked them in her car, and brought them in there because she didn't want to use gear that she didn't know how to use. Fair. So they bring all this in here. In one season, this is nuts, they use 440 pounds of flour, 330 pounds of sugar, 176 pounds of chocolate, 9 gallons of double cream, 2,000 eggs, and they use 12 different types of flour. This is a massive tent. You only see like where the bakers are, but there's so much production that goes in behind that. He's 100% making fun of me right now. I'm way too into this.
I'm all in.
It's a big deal. And they do a really good job of not acting like, hey, here all these extra cameras are in the way. They're like trying to be whimsical. Okay. So every day the production team actually tests every one of the ovens ahead of time with the exact same sponge. It's a Victoria sponge cake. They put it in there. They cook them all at they all have. So if there's 12 bakers at 12 ovens, they start them all at the same time. They bake them the same length so that no one could say, well, the reason why my bake didn't come out that way is because the oven
overheated. It didn't underheat something.
They don't let them do that. So that's every time they bake.
But then what do they do with those sponge cakes?
They eat them.
They do, really?
There's nothing that comes out of this tent that doesn't get eaten except if it's raw. No, I'm dead serious.
Like every day they're eating a sponge cake.
There's 100+ people that are on this crew. They're eating everything that they get baked.
Okay, sick.
Think about that. I could be the one person on that show that doesn't get to eat anything.
Well, you can eat some things.
I couldn't eat that stuff.
You can eat the savory stuff.
No, the savory stuff still has carbs.
Yeah, but you could eat the
carbohydrates. I mean, I could eat the cheese. I could pull the cheese out of it.
You just fold the cheese. That's the cooking show I know.
Fold the cheese.
Just fold it. Fold the cheese.
Everything that it gets baked gets eaten. Okay. So every American baking show, every American, every one
including
of them,
hot ones?
Including hot ones, the producers actually determine who wins the show, not the judges.
So not hot ones.
Not hot ones. Sorry.
Okay.
I lied to you on that. I'm so sorry.
It's the only cooking show I've ever seen.
Hot Ones is a cooking show. It is. So Tyler, I don't understand. You understand that?
Yeah.
When you have judges on these shows, Tyler, I'm waving my arms around. I'm so into this.
Wait, no, they're watching the video.
They're absolutely not watching the video. Listen.
Wow, that hurts.
I'm so sorry. If the producers are picking it, this is the only cooking show where the judges actually make the right call. They get to make the call. The producers don't.
I love that.
That's pretty impressive. They said, listen, it might not make for good television, but it's always going to be fair. They also judge only based off that week, not off the body of work that you've done over 12 weeks. So you could be star baker one week and the next week you could go home.
Nope.
They don't care.
Nope. Reset.
Don't care about you.
They reset you.
Yeah, mate.
It's like
you're 100% back to square one.
So it's like an example would be it's like a Sega Genesis and you're playing and you need to start over. You hit reset.
Yeah, that's right.
And it resets.
Hit a reset.
It's almost like whenever you're on your website and you're waiting on it to buffer and you hit the refresh button. Yeah. And it refreshes. It's almost like that, really, when you think about it.
It's like a hard reset.
It's like a whole reset. You hold the volume button, you hold that button, you wait till the Apple symbol pops up and you reset the whole system.
Yeah, reset.
Speaking of cooking, we got Apple Incorporated here, sponsored by Steve Jobs.
Man.
Yeah, we's a full circle.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
It's pretty intense.
I'm chuffed. I'm so chuffed.
So chuffed.
No idea.
Hey. Let me give you a firm handshake. Psych. Psych, just fixing my hair.
Squirrel flap.
Fixing my hair. My unmanicured hair.
Tom Hollywood handshake.
Tom Holland would.
So every time one of these bakers actually gets in there, and this episode's never going to make it to air. When they get in there and they describe what their bake is going to be, they show an illustrated drawing. Like that's what drawings are. Illustrated version of what their bake is going to be. They have one artist that has done it the entire time. He has 1 week. So after he sees the picture, they show him a picture of what that end result is going to be. He then goes and draws it out, and they use that illustration when they say, hey, so-and-so is going to be baking this, this, and this. Even if it doesn't, the drawing sometimes looks better than the actual thing, but he has 1 week to do it. He's drawn over 3,000 baked goods since this show started. He has 1 week to get it done.
Do you think whenever he was sitting in art class as a youngster,
Dreaming.
and they're like, "Hey, draw these oranges."
Actually, they would have said draw these oranges.
Hey, all right, draw these oranges.
His name's Tom.
In this vase, and he's like, "Well, I'll tell you one thing. When I get done drawing all these fruits, I ain't never gonna draw nothing again in a circle. I only draw it in a cylindrical prism." Like a cake.
Wow.
A cake's
like
a cylindrical prism.
A cake slice. Like
Not a
slice.
rectangular prism unless it's like a sponge.
Hey, you want to go
cake.
get a slice?
Go get a slice. It's intense.
It's an intense
It's
slice.
pretty intense.
It's ridiculous. All right. Every single time. So there's something that we wondered about this. My girls and I did.
Oh.
And you wanted it too.
Yeah, I
You
wondered.
really wanted to know this.
I've wondered. I'm Alice in Wonderland did this.
You brought that back. That's good.
Did I?
Yeah.
Where did it go?
Because Matt is actually in Alice in Wonderland.
Matt
He's one of the
Lucas.
presenters.
Yeah, that's why I made that reference.
Naturally.
I totally thought
You
Matt-
remember his last name.
Yeah, Matthew Lucas.
You're smart.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Lucas and I go way back. He was in Doctor Who.
Back to 40 minutes ago when
You know, one of the guys that was in Doctor Who, he's in Harry Potter movie.
Doctor Who is horrible.
The show?
Yes.
I've never
It's
seen it.
one of the most awkward shows ever.
Cringy.
It's very cringy.
I don't like the word cringy, but
It's stodgy.
it's that means it's dodgy and stoic. It means you're standing still, but you're holding a
stodgy.
hit.
It's stodgy. So there was this thing that
Stodgy.
happened.
You stodge a wrench, you could stodge a ball. I'm sorry.
It's every time we notice it when someone would go to put something in the oven or they would open up the oven, they would always say going in. And I was like, why are they doing that? Because they have in the contract that every single time someone opens the oven door, it's not a contract with the oven maker. Every time somebody opens the door, they have to have a camera operator on them, filming them putting something in the oven or taking it out.
Because it proves it wasn't already in there?
No, because that is where most of the mistakes happen. People putting something in the oven and it slides off the tray and it goes right all over the floor or slides off or breaks the oven. We saw somebody literally break their oven. They have to say, hey, going in, hey, blah, 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 going in. We didn't really notice it all the time. Every single time you touch the oven, they have to have a camera operator on you. And if you make a loud noise and say, I just made a mistake, they're going to film it every single time. They're trying to catch you at like your best and worst moments.
So they're not filming everybody at all times anyways.
As it gets down, like let's say you only have 4, you're in the semifinals. There's only 4 bakers. You don't need 30 camera operators in there.
Yeah, but that's the thing you could have. If you have 12 people, I would think a camera would be on everybody at all times.
Yeah.
So then why would they have to go to them when there's a lot of noise? They're always filming them.
They have to make sure that they're not just filming like up close what's on the counter, but there's
so they can back it. Okay.
They-
They like talk to GoPro and then maybe get everybody to get a GoPro and they carry
That
it
would
all
be
the time?
incredible.
I have a friend who directed a documentary and he had all his bikers.
Sponsored, but hey, thanks GoPro.
Thanks
Our sponsor on
GoPro
this
for
one.
letting us hang out at your
It's
place in
incredible.
San Francisco that Tyler wasn't invited to. Yeah, it's like, hey, who's everybody I know that's ever shot anything? Maybe I can invite them across the country to come film with me on this epic journey of creating a movie. I know. How about that guy who's taken 3 pictures on a T3i? I'll invite him and a relative
Is it Paul
who's
Hollywood?
never touched a camera,
Paul Hollywood?
but not my friend who
This is
has shot 70 weddings,
it's getting dark
short
in here.
films.
It's getting dark.
I taught everything he knows, mentored him from a wee little lad in his Benedict Cumberbatch.
Ever since you were in the bubble inside of mommy's belly. So when that bubble burst out, you came. You got a full mustache. It's really weird.
Sorry, that's from Bubble Boy.
Wow.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Bubble boy. All right. So the bakers, they wear the exact same thing for both days.
Yeah.
A lot of them will buy 2 sets of clothes, but the people that aren't rich, they're not wealthy, they actually go back into their hotel room and they hand wash their clothes in a bathtub and then hang it out to dry. That because they have to wear the same clothes both days.
Like Scooby-Doo.
They Scooby-Doo this crap.
Yeah, because they have to wear the same clothes every day. And Scooby-Doo characters never change clothes.
Yeah, no, never. This is really interesting. So Mary Berry, while she was actually
Berry
on the set,
Christmas.
Mary Berry Christmas,
Color by her full name.
guess what she used to watch in the downtime?
Downtown Abbey.
No.
Downtown Abbey.
She binge watched Breaking Bad.
Of course she
She's
did.
like a super old white lady.
She's got to
British.
cook.
She has to cook. This entire podcast has been leading to this moment right here because Merry Christmas has to come.
Just gotta.
Okay. Anything else I'm going to say at this point on is ridiculous.
I'm sorry. Well, I think that's been my theme. I am the garbage color commentary. No, you are highly trained and qualified
because I spent 20 minutes Googling this stuff. It's not even research. I do my own research.
You're wrong. The moment led to that.
Yeah, it did. Hey, I do want to say this though. So Paul Hollywood, this is documented. He only spends 1 hour per episode in the tent.
Where is the rest?
Everybody else he is outside. He is not. He would because they're not allowed to spend a lot of time together outside of the tent. Like even in the bubble, they're not in the bias.
They're not here to make friends.
They're not
like the Bachelorette
because because they're trying to not learn and have favorites in it. They're trying to keep it really strict. But Paul Hollywood is literally only in there for an hour, and you see him. He's like in almost every shot.
Yeah.
But they're creatively adding him in there to show that he's actually and he's not in the tent.
He's like Superman in Seinfeld.
Yeah, he's not.
It's
really
in every episode.
Yeah, every episode. That's
hey, I don't think Paul Hollywood is his real name. Can we fact check? I think his name is Paulie Hollywood.
I'm
it's Pauly Shore's first cousin.
I'm gonna look at
Paulie Hollywood. It's Paulie Hollywood. I think it is. Tick tock, click clack. This is me on my keyboard.
No, that's actually his name.
Hi, my name's Neil. For 12 seasons, there's been 6 hours every day in this. I do research. I do my own research. I actually give facts. I'm not just shouting out dumb stuff about examples in the background.
You want to see what he looks like? You do need to see what he looks like. That's what he looks like.
Is that him flexing on me?
That's him flexing. His name is Paul John Hollywood.
He looks like the guy who shows up at your friend's birthday party when you're in 6th grade and you're all like 6th graders dunking each other and you're like, this is so much fun, we're dunking each other. And then he gets out there and he's been on steroids for 8 years and he starts slamming y'all under. You're like, what do you do? And he's like, how do you like it now? I'm like, you're a grown man.
Yeah, Paul.
Get out of the pool. And he's like, yeah, you like that? And I'm like, no, you're 5'8". Shut up, Paul.
Man.
Everybody knows your name's Paulie.
Hey, Paulie.
Hey, Paulie.
Paulie, get over here.
Drop the Paulie.
Drop the
Quit
Holly.
dunking the kids in the pool, Paulie.
Golly.
You're 5'8". Get out of the kids' pool. Quit, dude, stop dunking me, bro.
Picking up a lot
you
of
like that now? I was in 6th grade. He was in 5th grade. Quit dunking me underwater. You're a chiropractor. Stop it, you big idiot. You're not even a real doctor.
Yeah, chiropractors are one step up from a witch doctor.
And I'll tell you, he told me what to do. He said, ooh, ee, ah. My name's Polly Wally Big Bang. I'm sorry, Neil.
It's okay. I don't have anything else to say. I'm going to 3v3 this. I don't even know we're going to 3v3.
Welcome to the party, pal. This is 3v3.
Okay, that's too small. It's
Worst
3.
pastries.
No.
Drive. What did you say? He tried to show me his Google Doc.
I tried to show the Google Doc,
tried to zoom
but
and it did
no,
nothing.
It didn't work.
What? Let me say. Worst prism.
We are going to do 3v3 because this thing doesn't really have any prizes. It only has cake, like a cake stand and some flowers.
Okay,
so we're going to pick 3 worst prizes or worse than that.
Okay, you go first because you're the best looking guy.
You get a stick in the eye.
Stick in the eye.
That's my first prize. That's
stick in the eye?
Yeah, somebody comes on and pokes you in the eye with a stick.
Okay, mine is you get to collaborate with Ja Rule on his new album. Because you get to hang out with Ja Rule.
Oh my gosh.
Fire Festival.
Yeah.
Remember when he explained Fire Festival?
We did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
No, we talked about doing it. We never did.
We didn't really do it?
We talked about doing it for a month. And
Tyler, don't let me do that.
Tyler, sorry. I think our audience would think that's too far out of relevancy.
No. I said that?
This is me, Neil. I'm a British boy.
Oh, I'm a Brit.
Oh, I'm pretty intense.
Oh, I'm chuffed.
Okay.
Okay. What is yours?
What's on your turn now?
No, you just did Ja Rule.
Yeah,
that was a turn.
Don't skip me.
Man, what would a worse prize be? Well, apparently making a lot of money. because that they don't want you to do that. I don't want you don't want to do that. No, you have to host a third show because it's not the Great British Bake Off and it's not the Great British Baking Show. It's the Great British Break Off
where you stop cars right before. There's a little orange cone.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you're the guy that actually stops cars from crashing into Great British Break Off.
That's so good, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just came up with that.
That's so good, bro. Your prize is if you win the show, you have to set up all the tents. Like you're the guy that puts all the tents together before we go film.
Man.
Yeah, it's a pretty intense job.
That's intense. All right.
You got one more, and then I'm going to give you the best one we are going to do.
Okay. Well, I would say that if you you have to eat like all of the they on the show they do like gluten-free and they do dairy-free, and those are the worst episodes ever.
Yeah.
You got to eat all that.
Sugar-free since 93.
Sugar-free since 93.
You need to make
yeah, that was this episode.
Sick.
How long has this episode been, Tyler?
An hour and a half.
It's too long.
Like it's been 6 hours long. This has been the
Tyler
entire
did
season.
not want to do this one.
I did want to do this one. I just have nothing of value to add. I feel like
you are value.
I am a
You're
garbage can
pure
that
value.
You don't put the bag in, you just throw the trash in. So after like 6 months in the summer, it like really gets stinky. That's me on these episodes.
Okay.
All right, you ready? This is the actual
third one.
Worst prize you could give somebody for winning the show.
Okay.
Here's the microphone. This is the winner of all of us. And I don't say that often until I know I'm the winner.
All right.
The winner gets a Pontiac Aztek. Do you know what it's a reference to?
Well, Breaking Bad.
No.
And me.
No.
What?
You don't know.
What?
First reality show. What is it? To ever take off. Like be really big, popular. First competition reality show.
Survivor.
Yes. Do you remember season 1? Richard Hatch won. He got $1 million and a Pontiac Aztek.
No.
Yes.
That's what he got?
That was the prize. It was sponsored by Pontiac. That was like one of their first sponsors.
Gosh.
And Richard Hatch won a Pontiac Aztek.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh my. How many Survivors have you watched?
I think I watched that season.
Yeah, I don't know if I even finished that season.
Yeah, I actually did I did a tryout for.
Are you serious?
For Survivor back. It was 11 and a half years ago. It was right,
Tyler, you could get on that show.
I couldn't actually try. It
Hashtag
proves that I couldn't.
Get Tyler on Survivor.
You want to play it on our thing?
Yes.
Let's do it. Pull it up on your phone. Is your phone connected to Bluetooth?
Yeah. What is this?
Just search Tyler Tarver Survivor.
Are you kidding me?
It's only like 1 minute, so it won't be a lot of our time. I haven't watched this in over a decade, so I don't know if it's probably terrible. This was I legitimately sent this video tryout in, and they used to do it where they rank, but I think it was all baloney.
Baloney.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that's what the second part of the bull is. I didn't know that. Yeah, the S is silent. Baloney.
Tyler Tarver
Survivor. Does it have my Survivor tryout on there on YouTube?
Yes, it's your Survivor audition from 11 years ago. Here we go. Hang on.
Okay.
Well, there's an ad.
Heart attack.
Sponsored by Heart Attacks.
Sponsored by the Arkansas Heart Hospital.
Oh, I just said sponsored by Heart Attacks.
Here we go.
That's my intro music.
It's killer. Good intro.
Hello, my name's Tyler Tarver. I'm a 24-year-old math teacher from Arkansas. Why did I become a math teacher? I couldn't think of anything else to do, and they don't have degrees in obstacle courses. Sometimes I jump over stuff for fun. See that table? I can jump over it. You can't see that table, but I could jump over it. I'm a combination of raw speed and unparalleled quickness. See that? I just wrote a best-selling novel. Want to see it? You can't, because you're not my real dad. Good at spins, turns, jukes, jabs, and jungles. 2 o'clock. What time is it? 2 o'clock. 16 days without water one time. That's a lie, but you didn't know it. I'm married, my wife's pregnant. I hope it's a baby. Sing, la 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 la. I don't do it. You know why? Sign of weakness. Got a master's degree in education. I'm working on one in administration. You do the math. The thing I'll let you know, got 2 different kinds of hands. Doesn't hold me back at all. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't curse. No sweat.
You just showed your
Brush
pits.
your armpit off. I took jiu-jitsu for 4 months, but I quit because I sweat a lot.
It just says, please. It has your hand up there.
Well, I ran out of time. I couldn't conclude the film.
Oh my!
I was gonna dip my armpit in the Pacific Ocean at the end.
Oh my!
That was the end of my film.
Tyler, first of all, you got sponsored by the Arkansas Heart Hospital.
Yeah, well, I definitely get 3 pennies for that ad.
I just click on the ad. I hit the like button.
Hit the ad. It gives me more money.
Yeah. What do you want to do? You want
click
Arkansas
ads.
Heart Hospital.
Then you get more money.
Oh, I got
click
it.
on my abs. I was 24. That was 12 years ago, bro.
That is so good. Why did he not say yes?
Because it was garbage. I had a sepia filter on it. What in the world? Why would
It went pretty dark there. There were a couple that was like
the lighting was bad, and I was like, maybe this will mix it up.
You're in a hallway up against a blank wall in like you're in a third world, maybe a fourth world.
I was
country.
being held by terrorists. Iron Man. I had to build an Iron Man suit to get out of there.
Was there a conservatorship over you that you weren't able to get out?
Britney Spears. I was a conservator within. It was like Inception or conservatorship.
Golly.
Britney Spears was my conservator while her dad was.
Why didn't we do an entire episode on this?
Because it's garbage and I hate it.
I'm over here talking about
4 seconds in. I completely regretted you playing that.
No, I loved every second of it.
I hated it. It was cringe.
You said I have two different kinds of hands,
and I flipped my hands back and forth. That's a joke I had since junior high. Oh. Yeah, I pulled out all the stops for that.
All right, well, it's time.
The question on everyone's mind, will it rock?
Sorry, I thought that was a Bluetooth.
The answer is probably yes.
You finally messed up the audio. It's been me every time.
I was trying to help you.
Thank you.
It was a little loud.
It was too loud. All right.
Two Live Crew.
Do you want to, Two Live Crew. I've heard some of their albums. Will it rock, Tyler?
Okay. Here's the question.
Okay.
What dish do you think The Rock is the best at cooking? Like what thing does he cook that he is the best at cooking? Like what is he if you said, "Hey, The Rock, Mr. The Rock, please cook me your best meal," what is he going to cook for you?
Oh, it's definitely the whole Rocky Balboa, put a bunch of raw eggs in a cup and drink it.
Oh, that's cool.
It's
that was
gross.
close to my answer.
What is your answer?
I was going to say scrambled eggs with queso.
Oh, really?
Because I like that.
I know you like that one.
I said I had a
Oh, listen, if you guys have not had scrambled eggs with queso on it, that Tyler got me hooked. It's good.
Yeah.
It's
well,
really
it's
good.
even better if you do scrambled eggs with a little bit of heavy cream in them.
Yeah, there it is.
And then cheese. And then you make the scrambled eggs. I usually do about 5 scrambled
my
eggs.
God,
And
that's
then
a
I
lot.
put, it's Gaston.
Protein.
It's Gaston's diet. And put queso on it. Salt, pepper, queso, and then you slice a full avocado, and then you poke the scrambled eggs, you poke the avocado, and then you put it in your mouth and eat it. You just kind of mush it around. You don't even chew, you just kind of let it kind of rush into. It's like
Tyler's eyes
It's like in
crossed.
Titanic, whenever they're in the room and the water kind of rushes in the mouth. That's what your saliva does to the queso scrambled eggs.
I really want somebody to walk in the
made by
room
Dwayne
right
The
now.
Rock Johnson. Just kind of smurling around. Let it marinate in your mouth like you stuck a Reese's Pieces up your nose.
That's definitely a stodgy Reese's Pieces.
Icy stodgy Jesus
It's
Pieces.
stodgy. Go-
Jesus
Hey,
Pieces.
look.
I got the shirt. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say The Rock would eat everything in that tent on a cheat day.
Oh, my. He could.
Yeah, he could.
Gosh, that'd be intense.
No.
What if he came in like She-Hulk
bad.
and started not the pre-transformed,
No, yeah.
the
other.
the doctor version.
Yeah.
She's a doctor.
Sure.
Because women can be doctors
She's
too,
a lawyer.
Neil.
She's a lawyer.
That's what doctor, lawyer, same thing. And so he comes in, he starts just ripping.
So bad.
How many British people would it take to beat up The Rock? Okay, question. Dead
Is
serious.
Kevin Hart British?
That was one of my favorite The Rock.
That's one of my favorites.
So The Rock walks in. You said there's 100 people on set.
Yeah,
crew.
100.
Then you got 12 contestants. You got 2 to 4 hosts. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Polly Hollywood and all, Mary Berry Christmas and all those others. And so they're all there. How many of them does it take to bring The Rock down?
All of them. No.
Because they're coming at him and he's just
None of them have good teeth.
Well, I mean that means
They're all
you
British.
can't get busted.
They're all British.
Can't bust them up anymore.
Can't bust this.
Can't
There's a
bust
softball lob over the plate. That was good. I would say all of them. It would take all of them.
Would they
Does he have
stop him? Or would he be the last one standing? How many people, when The Rock is knocked out cold, how many people are still standing? I think the Rock legitimately could take all of them.
I think he could too. They're all soft.
Oh my gosh, they're British people.
They're all soft.
Show me one strong British.
Every
British,
single one. There's a bunch of vegans in there. There's a bunch of gluten intolerant people.
Oh
in
my
there.
gosh, Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland are the only 2 that have abs, and they're like 140 pounds tops.
Yeah, seriously. If you have
Yeah.
abs, you don't weigh that much.
No.
You're not bringing The Rock down. Well, no, he has abs.
Yeah, The Rock.
What'd you do there?
This is Doctor Strange. I don't know what this hand's supposed to be doing.
Hey, Ned, let's bring The Rock in here.
Yep.
Bring me The Rock. Bring me The Rock.
Yeah,
And it
come
would just
on.
be just,
Yeah, and it would just be like a bunch of little rocks, little pebbles.
hello.
He'd turn the other side of the world over.
Gosh,
Man, so many callbacks.
I want to apologize for this entire episode.
Why? You were the only good part of it.
For nothing. I'm apologizing for nothing.
That took a turn. M. Night Shyamalan wrote the ending of this thing. Hey, man, this is our longest episode ever.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Not even close.
Yeah. Best of
winners and losers.
Yeah, I sent that to my email list, my teacher email list.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
I got your email.
I wonder how many people listen to it.
And I got your text.
Yeah,
we shouldn't say it aloud.
This is the only care
Hey guys, we love you guys. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the Great British Baking Show. Or if you're in the UK, all of our UK listeners, the Great British Bake Off.
What about German listeners?
We want to thank BBC in the past,
for
and we would like
us.
to thank Channel 4 in the future.
I want to thank Dwayne The Rock Johnson for being our guest.
Thank you
always.
so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You are the wind beneath our wings.
Do you want to say the thing?
Thanks for coming to my TikTok.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would,
This is
you've already given you come up with 2 absolute home run catchphrases in here.
Yeah.
Sugar free since '93. Welcome. Thanks for coming to my TikTok. Is good.
This is what we call jumping the shark, Neil. Why is is this better?
That's great.
Let's just go ahead and start the thing over.
Okay.
I don't think my audio was turned on, which is probably for the best.
No, I took my finger off the button. We just crossed over into the 1 hour mark.
That's all I ever wanted.
I know.
What are you doing?
I'm
you
getting
can't do that anymore. Just put the hand down.
You're gonna hit the button.
That's not allowed. You can't do that.
Hit the button.
It's pretty insensitive. Too soon. What is it? Choppy on your end too?
Yeah, it was just yours.
I mean, does it sound choppy?
It sounded choppy.
Yeah, it's your fault.
I'm
really.
sorry.
You think about it for setting this all up without my help at all. Man. Hey guys, Tyler here. Today we're going to talk about the British people, British cooking people. Hey guys, thank y'all for coming to my TikTok. Do you want me to say it the real way?
Bye. No,
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
That'll work. Okay, bye.
Neil wouldn't allow it.
I would allow
Thanks
it.
for listening to the Explain Everything podcast. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Explain Everything Podcast. We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but you're already here. We love you. No, actually, we're in love with you. Thanks for coming on our TED Talk. Bye.